You're listening to The World at 8 with Lynn Mozar. The World at 8, the number one in nationalist news.
Highlights of the news today, the 13th of February. Restaurant owners hit with fines of up to £15,000 for employing illegal immigrants. Pitiful 1-month survey stops 70 sham marriages taking place in one registry office alone. Greek government has passed unpopular austerity measures in the country despite growing violence in Athens. Rumour of assassination attempt on the Pope. Suspected mastermind behind the Bali bombing is on trial in Jakarta. Vice President of China, Xi Jinping, is to visit the United States. Thought for the day. UK news. 2 restaurant owners are sick today as they were hit with fines of up to £15,000 for employing illegal immigrants in their workplace. Pizza Plus, situated in Bridge Street, Northampton, was fined £5,000 and the Beijing Palace in Kingsley Park Terrace was fined £10,000 for also employing illegal immigrants as workers. Another restaurant, named as the Aroma in Seoul Central, Northampton, was hit with a £5,000 fine and has now been shut down. Spokespersons involving the cases went on to say that the owners of the restaurants were warned about the consequences and basically ignored them. One man has been deported and the other is awaiting trial to be deported. Oh dear, a real takeaway for them, isn't it? A 1-month survey taken by immigration officers in Yorkshire stopped 70 sham marriages from taking place. In this one registry office alone in Britain, it tells us that there are thousands of sham marriages every year in the north of Britain alone. These 70 marriages were stopped and will be investigated, but it does show the up to now unknown and uninvestigated sham marriages that have been taking place throughout the UK for many years. Which of course allows, amongst other benefits, the ever-flourishing Article 8 of the European Convention on Human Rights, preventing the immediate deportation of illegal immigrants because of their right to a family life. Euronews. Amid violent protests, the Greek government has passed austerity measures in the country, still on the financial downfall. The Greek government has now to face a continued backlash by angry protesters who have started to set Athens on fire. Fire crews are being called in and buildings are alight. The austerity measures were called for by Brussels, supposedly to help Greece in a €130 billion bailout from the IMF, but of course the other side of the coin is that it ties Greece into the Eurozone once more. It was quoted in the Daily Mail that Greek MP Antonis Samaras told his MPs that unless they backed the EU/IMF rescue package, they would be dropped as candidates in the next general elections. Italy is in shock at a rumour spreading through the country that there's going to be an assassination attempt on the Pope Benedict XVI. The plot, said to be announced in a letter, says that the Pope will be dead within 12 months and is all over the Italian media. The letter, which was delivered to Vatican officials and had been written in German, was posted around December last year. World news. The suspect mastermind, who may be behind the Bali bombing, is on trial in Jakarta. Muslim Umar Patek is thought to be the brains behind the evil attack almost 10 years ago, killing many innocent people. The trial finally got underway after security teams found the elusive terrorist after a 10-year search. He was arrested in Pakistan, in the same village as Special Forces found Osama bin Laden. The Commonwealth is set to send a ministerial team to the Maldives. The decision was made after a new takeover of power occurred in the small country. The new government, who ousted their last leader, said they would welcome any ministerial team sent by the Commonwealth with open arms. The Vice President of China, Xi Jinping, is to visit the United States, reports claim. The visit by the Chinese Vice President is to strengthen some ties between the United States and China over recent disagreements and try to build bridges between the two nations. The visit by Xi Jinping will take place this week. Thought for the day. Actually, a couple of small thoughts. Firstly, a sex attacker's right to stay in Britain even though his family have departed to India. Strange this Article 8, isn't it? It allows criminals and sex offenders to suddenly blossom into family men, who if not family men can usually produce a couple of cats or stray gerbils. My question would be, how does a person from India, a supposed nurse, manage to serve 12 months for groping a vulnerable youngster, father 2 children with his Indian wife who is another nurse, acquire a semi in Essex and still be here even when he's been cautioned for assaulting an 87-year-old man when he worked in a care home? His wife has apparently run off back to India, so why do these people come over here in the first place? They usually go running off home when found out or guilty of some charge. Theresa May and her 400 foreigners a year is a figure that really is in la-la land, isn't it? I would make that 4,000, and not including the real illegals, the ones who creep into this country and only the people paid by them know about them at all. As for Justice Blake and the Upper Immigration Tribunal, he was quoted as saying that Milan Sanadi in his present circumstances poses no risk to others. Well, if you are not a vulnerable 21-year-old girl or an 87-year-old man, obviously not. Deport, 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 no problem, and deport his family as well, so he will not be separated from them. I do not personally believe in separating families, they should go as well. He will just not have child allowance or any other benefits back in the old homeland. Next, the Olympics. Well, my dear listeners, you are in no doubt which side of the fence I sit on this one. The final straw is that rich businessmen, and I think that will include the rich sponsors, are being offered the chance to buy, wait for it, access to VIP road lanes for the London Olympics. A total of 39 miles of roads in London will include a special lane that can only be used by 80,000 accredited members of the Olympic family, including 10,500 athletes. Most of our banks are sponsoring this huge drain on our economy, including Lloyd's TSB. So once again, a hidden bonus for bankers. I say all nationalists should boycott the games, in person and on the TV. We were never asked if we wanted them over here, rather like immigration and the Euro Union, so I for one will be looking at everything else on the news, but not these games. Besides, they do not have a naked George Clooney, so they're not eye candy for this girl, oh no. And finally, a zoo in China is to perform a marriage of 2 animals on St. Valentine's Day. The lucky couple are a ram and a deer at the Yunnan Provincial Wildlife Park. The Chinese zookeepers will be dressing the pair in wedding clothes fit for the occasion, and tickets will be on sale to the public at around £6.50 each. The pair, that are inseparable, hope all their guests enjoy themselves and try their best to beat them to the wedding cake. That I would like to see. You have been listening to The World at 8. I am Lynn Mozart and I wish you all a very good night.